What's up guys? Today I'm in the middle of the woods and I'm starting a brand new series on this channel, which is kind of new, but it's also somewhat of a continuation of some things I've done in the past already. We're in my father's backyard here in Wisconsin, and we're standing in front of my backyard skate park, or what used to be a backyard skate park. But what's also up here is the start of a downhill mountain bike trail, almost like a slope style trail. And we started this trail probably about 10 years ago, and we built it before we really had mountain bikes or even DJs or anything. And then I moved to North Carolina and this trail just had been sitting. But now what I want to do is go through the trail, fix up anything that needs to be fixed, but then also add to it and make things bigger, because when we built it so that we could still ride BMX bikes on it. And I still kind of want to make it beginner friendly in a way, but I also want to make it a really gnarly downhill slope style run. So that's the plan, and I'd love to get your guys' input on what I should do with this backyard trail moving forward. So I got this area somewhat cleaned up. I'm not gonna go real deep into like getting all the grass out of here and all the weeds out of here right now. But this was the start of the trail right here actually. This was kind of the drop-in point. But the thing is, right here, you don't really need a lot of speed at all to get onto this first bridge. It's basically a ride-on bridge. And you can tell the boards are pretty weathered, but actually this whole platform here is made out of telephone poles as the structure, so I'm not too worried about that as far as the structure. But a lot of these boards, you can see a lot of these boards are going to need to be replaced and some of the substructure around that telephone pole, but it's still pretty solid overall other than the surface. And right here, believe it or not, there's actually a landing in here somewhere. This is probably a 6-foot drop. You probably got about an 8-foot gap right now. You can also see up here, you get a pretty good view of the skate park. And I got a lot to talk about here. This ramp we started building about 20 years ago. And this is what's left of it now. You can barely walk on it, but we'll get into that more in the next episode. But for now, I just wanted to talk about this section here. I was thinking about starting right here with like a shark fin. So instead of starting up there, maybe you would start more over here in the woods. You would come down, do a shark fin into a landing, and ride the trail, and then get on this bridge and do that first drop. And then the other thing is I really want to make sure that I do a beginner line on all this, or at least a B line that's not so gnarly like that. It's a pretty big drop for somebody that doesn't really ride too much or is kind of a beginner, and I want it so that pretty much anybody can ride this trail. So that's something to think about. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I'll do like a roller section through here and you just kind of scoot around and go into the same landing. I'm not really sure. So if you have any ideas what you think would be cool up here, this is pretty much a flat area right here next to this. So we just go around those trees. So let me know what you think. Anyways, let's leave this section how it is for now, and let's move on to that landing and see what that looks like. So one of the things about the backyard, at least this part of it being neglected over the years, is that there's a lot of dead wood. There's a lot of dead trees that are still standing, but there's a lot that are down as well. And through this process, I want to start getting rid of those. So we're going to cut up these couple trees here and probably get in the Bobcat and pull them out of here. Yeah, that one might just stay there for now. I don't know. Yeah. All right, so it's been a few days, actually about a week and a half since the last couple clips you just saw. And the reason for that is that the Bobcat has been down. Right after I dragged those logs out of here, this wiring loom got caught up in the belt. So I had to rewire that. And actually, it kind of needed to be rewired anyways. And then the belt was screwed up. So a few days later, the belt came off when we were working on another project. So my dad actually replaced the belt. But this Bobcat is from 1976, I believe. And it's not very strong because it's converted to propane and it's old. The controls don't work very well, but it is a huge help in getting things done around here. And initially I wanted to make the trail when I rebuilt it real narrow through the trees and everything, so that it just felt cool and looked cool when you were riding it. But we're getting kind of late in the year and I really have a lot of plans for this trail. So I think what I'm gonna do is anywhere the Bobcat can fit, I'm gonna start using that to clear the trail. And that way I can get more work done and get to riding. These are the worst. All right, these little burdock things are destroying me right now. But that's okay because I got this section looking really nice. It was a little rough at first. The Bobcat's not really designed to go on this steep of a grade, at least the way it was. But I really wanted to get it up there because this section was always off camber, and it kind of has to remain off camber this way because of the slope of the hill. But it was so bad that it was really hard to really maintain speed here. You had to go off the drop and be on your brakes in order to make this turn and miss this tree. But right now it's looking really good. We'll take a closer look at it here. You see the drop here. I'm gonna leave some vegetation there, and you'll pretty much land right here, and there's room to land a little far or whatever. But this spot is actually looking really nice now, and this leads into this next section here, like a switchback berm section. I'm gonna clear it out. These are all like pricker bushes here, but you can see there's a berm here, like at least the remnants of a berm. And then I'll clear it out a little bit more and you'll see there's a second berm there, and then kind of a unique feature after that one too. So after that drop up top, you go into this first berm, which looks pretty rough right now, but after some trial and error last time, I think we got this berm shaped properly. I just think I'd like to make it taller. And then you go through here, and then you got a left berm here, which again, I think we made this one shaped properly, but it just could be a lot bigger to help you carry the speed, because the next thing is this really long, tall bridge. And I don't really ever remember carrying enough speed through here to get up this bridge properly. So that's an improvement I'd really like to make. You can see over here, there's some ramp sections from the micro ramp that used to be in the building. This top is just sheeted in plywood and it's real crackly. But there used to be a tree leaning on this shed. And what we did was we cut off the top and made a roll out of it. So that's actually a tree that was still growing. And we cut it and just put the wood on top of there. That one we rebuilt last year, so it should be pretty decent. But there's actually some structural issues with this building here. It's pretty, I mean, I'm not worried about being up here, but just to get the levels right again, there's some structural things that need to be raised. So anyways, this is kind of a cool, unique feature. You ride up here and ride down there. Today I'm back at it. It's gonna be, I think, the hottest day of the year. It's September in Wisconsin, but it's gonna be 101 today. Here's where that tree roll is. I'm gonna clear that out next. And then up here is where I was saying there's a jump already. Like I said, I don't know what it looks like. There's like, see this tree? There's some trees growing in there already. So I'm not really gonna touch this quite yet, but I do have some plans for the future there. All right, Jake's here now to help. We'll see what he helps with. No, he's willing to help. I'm just getting to the point where I'm close to being done showing you the trail. I got this part pretty cleaned up. You can see it's a roll there, and then it kind of sweeps to the right. And then this was always supposed to be like a smooth roller, but it just never really was. This ground has just always been tough to work with. I think before I just wasn't really using the Bobcat as much as I could. I'll probably get up here with that and clean that up a little bit, but for now I'm happy with where I got it. And then up here it kind of leads into this section, which is kind of one of the cooler features. It's a cement. You could ride up onto it right here, but it will be eventually like a hop on. So I'm going to raise this cement so it's more of a kicker, and then there's 2 chunks of cement here that I'll probably raise a couple feet, and then it'll be a nice drop to send off over there, and then that'll lead you into what is right now the last part of the trail. I think I got to figure out how to get this big dead tree out of here, so that's going to be what's up next. That was pretty lucky. Well, I got this section pretty cleared out, at least as far as I want to do right now. You can see kind of what I showed you before, going over the cement feature. I got all that dead wood cut out of here. Actually, there's still some up there, and I'm hoping it kind of comes down on its own while I'm not out here. But anyways, again, I want to raise this whole cement feature and make it so that this drop is a little bit more epic, because right now it's only like a 2-foot drop and maybe a 5-foot gap. So maybe if we can increase that to like a 4-foot drop and then make the gap a little bit bigger too. And then this last section, this is the last feature here, which is a tabletop jump. I'm not gonna do anything to clear that out. So the way the trail was before, you would ride off of this drop and then do a tabletop and then end up in the field. But the problem was that this jump is pretty small, and you get so much speed coming off this drop, even the way that it is now, that there needs to be something bigger here. And I think there's an opportunity to build a really, really good big jump, and I'm gonna build it further down. So that's the way the trail is now. I do actually have probably 200 more feet in the woods that I could work with and make a secondary line over this way. So I'm gonna look into what the options are there. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know, because we can pretty much do anything over there. You'll have a lot of speed. We could slow it down and make some more technical stuff. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think. But before I end this video, the thing I'm wondering about is that section around the backside of the building up there. And I do want to utilize that part of the there's a bee by me. I do want to use that, come on now. I do want to use that part of the trail for something, whether it's for the mountain bike trail or for something else in the future. I'm not really sure. But before I finish out the video, I'm going to get in the Bobcat, go try to clear that out and see what it looks like. All right, so I got this section kind of cleared out. You can see back there. And then over here, there is a jump. It's right there. I don't know what the line to get here will be, but I did want to see it. I think there's an opportunity to build some stuff in this section since it's already cleared out for the most part. But anyways, I showed you the whole trail. We got the start where there's a little bit of opportunity to build something, and then the first drop, that's gonna kind of stay the same, but maybe there's an option for a beeline there. And then you got the switchback section, and then you ride over the shed, followed by a roller, and then the cement drop, and then the last jump that we're gonna make a lot bigger. And then beyond that, there's a whole bunch of opportunity within this part of the yard. So let me know what you guys think, what I should change, what I should add, what different lines you might have saw that I didn't. Let me know, and please subscribe and follow along with this series. Thanks.